All right. Hey everyone. Just give me a minute. I'm just getting set up really quick. Let's see. What is this? Okay. Turning on subscribers only mode so that will weed out the foolishness. Okay. Um, I was actually looking for something prior to stream, but I can't find it, so I'm gonna work with what I got, which is not much because I can't seem to find um, my paintbrushes. I know I put them somewhere. They're not far. I just don't know exactly where I put them. But that's okay. I got some of the cheaper ones out of my collection anyway. Maybe that'll make me less scared to use them. but I just don't know how well they're gonna work. I don't know what I did with mine, but I grabbed these and these are kind of long too. So that's even if I decide to use my gouache. Um, so I'm just gonna do some art today and some coloring, and we're just gonna hang out for a while. I'm supposed to be doing my Zelda gaming stream today, but I'm kind of drained from work, so I haven't actually even touched my game at all today. So until I get in the mood for it, we're just gonna hang out here. I'm trying to make some room on my desk so you guys can actually see. Um, and don't mind Yuki in the background. He's in timeout. Um, he's trying to get me to get him out of timeout. But he's in timeout because he peed on the floor. So ignore him. And I'm still kind of like looking in the background for my paintbrushes because I really would like to have the ones I normally use. But just in case I want to use some gouache in my sketchbook, I do have my swatch. I don't think I'm going to be using any acrylics, mainly because I have to get up and get them. Although I do like these colors. I might get up and grab them. So what's in this one then? This I think is my watercolor one. Yeah. So I was swatching the Daniel Smith Primatech colors, the quinacridone colors, and the other colors, and the luminescent colors. Um, some of these would have been great on that coloring page I was doing the other day. Anyway, um, right. So before we get started, I was just over at the Foxy Colors live stream, and Tanya was over there, and she says she missed Bruce. Bruce is the bull that we colored in um, Mythographic Labyrinth, and she named him Bruce, so that's what we're going with. His name is Bruce, and let me just make sure we got some good lighting. So she says she hadn't seen him, so I'm gonna show Bruce. I thought I showed him finished, but I guess I did not. So here's Bruce. Bruce is completed. I put some glitter on his covering is what I call it anyhow. But there is Bruce. So there you go, Tawny. So, I actually put a little bit of color down in my sketchbook. So I put down this portion, the dirt, his pants, and the sign is actually watercolor, believe it or not. Um, I told myself that I was going to try and use everything in this book. in my sketchbook. So I brought out my watercolor palette, and this is just a mix of all different types of watercolor paint that I kind of like. I think there's some Paul Rubens in here. There's some Winsor and Newton. Um, what else is in here? Those, not Primatech, but kind of the, what do you call those? Is it Primatech? Hang on. Prima Marketing. I don't know why I said Primatech. Some of these are in here. I just picked the colors from different sets that I like the most. And my palette is kind of basically just a mix of a bunch of colors. I have another palette that's a little bit smaller than this one, but this one is like my main one. I haven't swatched it yet, so that's something I need to do. I need to swatch it inside of my painter's color diary. So, oh, and the sun, that's also watercolor. And then for his hat is actually alcohol marker. So I still think I like the way that the paint markers look. As far as like the way it came out. But the problem I was having with the paint marker is that it's a little scratchy, because I think with my paint marker, let me just grab one here to show you. The nibs are, I got the fine nibs, so when I go to use them, they're a bit like scratchy, kind of, if I try to like layer them or anything like that. So I was thinking I can bring out my gouache, and I don't really bring it out because my gouache is in tubes, and I have to, like, you know, pour it out into a palette. And I haven't quite got the hang of not pouring out too much. And the type of gouache that I use is acrylic gouache. So once once you put it on a palette and once it dries, that's it. You can't re-wet it. So I haven't quite gotten the hang of not pouring out too much. But I brought it out today anyway. And I could also bring out my Neo colors because I haven't tested those in here yet. The only thing I've tested in this book is my watercolors, which I did today, which is what you see here. I tested my paint markers, my alcohol markers, and I think that's it. So yeah, because this first page was completely alcohol markers. So that's literally all I've tested. Nothing else is in here is colored. So I'm just kind of testing stuff out on this page. And we'll just kind of hang out and chat and talk and color and wherever direction the stream goes, basically. I also thought it would be a good idea to maybe design, because fall is coming up, and I want to design 2 stickers. I want to design one for my Patreons and one to put up in my shop. Actually, I kind of want to do 3. I want to do one for my Patreons, one for my shop, and then I want to do like a freebie sticker for like when people buy something from my shop, not my Etsy shop, but like my actual physical shop. Hey View, I want to have a freebie sticker for them. So I kind of want to do that. Also, I did not take Aviary to work with me this week like I said I was going to, but there's a reason for that. I actually have been working on drawing digitally on my tablet, and I'm trying to design the print for fall, and so far I think I kind of like it. I was going for like I don't know what I was going for, but this is kind of, I'll show you the test one. So there is a glare. Hang on. Let me move the glare. So I want to have a print available because I was mentioning to you guys that I want to start doing, at some point start doing like cons. So I need to kind of build the things that I have in my shop as far as like what's available for people to purchase, because right now I don't have enough to kind of take to a con, even a small con. I don't have enough because that wasn't my original intention. So I was working on this print. I was doing some fall stuff, and I think I like the way this one is. So I am going to kind of tweak it and, clean it up a bit and so on and so forth. I need to add the shading and everything. So I was working on that this week. And then I also was just kind of playing around with the pens and things on my tablet, because you guys know I don't really draw digitally. Everything is usually done in my sketchbook. So this is something that I'm working on too. It's not finished yet. I mean, I need to add the shading and the highlighting to bow, but the shading and the highlighting is done on miso. I like the way it turned out. Um, the image itself, I feel like it could have been more in the background. I mean, you just see them walking into a cave, and that's pretty much it. Apparently Bo sees something off to the side, but we don't know what it is, and Miso is too occupied with the spider to see what's going on. So I don't know if I'm gonna turn this into a print, because this was just kind of me testing out things. um I'm not sure, but I really would like to turn this one into a print, even though it's not quite finished yet. I feel like this could be like a vintage postcard print or something like that. But I need to clean it up a little bit and, see if I want to print it myself or if I want to have it sent off to be printed by a company. And I'll probably start with a small batch of prints, because I don't know, how many people will buy and so on and so forth. So I don't want to go get a whole batch and then, you know, I don't have a lot of following yet. So, oh, thank you, View. I'm really trying to work on my art. So let me just turn the light back so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so in mine, I did a sketch in my other sketchbook, and um oh, wrong pencil case. That is my journaling pencil case. um it was him hanging out by a hay barrel, and I kind of want to dive more into that. And I think I'm going to, normally I sketch in red or blue, but I don't think you guys will see it if I sketch in red or blue. uh I don't even see my blue pencil. Okay, here we go. I don't know if you guys will see it, that's the thing, but we'll bring them out anyway. There's the blue one, the red one, and the regular one. Definitely gonna need my eraser. And we may or may not get to line work. So, for for the sticker, I was thinking of just having him Miso standing next to a pumpkin. And I could do it digitally. You guys will probably see it better. But I just kind of want to maybe thumbnail it. And then also, let me just grab it. In the older sketchbook, this one, I kind of want to do something like this one. Maybe just one pumpkin, I don't know. Or I'll put like the pumpkins kind of close together on one side or something like that. And then this one, I kind of want to turn into a sticker, but I also want to turn it into a keychain. I think that would be really cute. Um, if I'm quick enough, it'll be here by October. If I get it all together. Because I've made keychains before. I did the summer festival keychain, if anybody has seen it, but this was like my first keychain I've ever made. So I'm going to, now that I have a little bit of experience, I know what to expect and so on and so forth. So I think this would be a good sticker. This one would be a good sticker. And this one I'm thinking of turning into kind of a print, but I want to add to this. So I think maybe we will draw something like this today. Maybe get some color down on it because it's already drawn. I can do it. Should I do it digitally? It technically would be faster. I could just draw a picture. Take a picture of it and add to it when I need to, so on and so forth. And that way it'll already be on my tablet. I think that'll be the best way to do it. I know I got all my traditional stuff out, but eventually, once the work is done, like in my sketchbook, I still would have to transfer it over to my tablet. And once it's on my tablet, I have to like edit it and stuff like that. So I think I'm gonna keep my sketchbook on my desk though, because I think I'm gonna work on the stickers inside my sketchbook first. So if you guys want, we can do the stickers first if you want to see traditional, but if you want to see digital, then we'll work on this print. But at the same time, I kind of want to do this print. I want to have like a physical copy of it. I don't want to, because I can always do like the physical copy of it and then take a picture of that and put it on my iPad. So maybe we'll do that because I have some, and I told you guys this stream is just us hanging out. This was not planned. So it's just us hanging out really. So if you are looking for something specific, don't expect too much because, well, it's just one of those days where I'm just like, I'm just gonna hop on and whatever it is, it is. So I have these postcards, and this isn't watercolor paper, unfortunately, but I do have these watercolor Strathmore papers. And I get really scared coloring on these. Drawing directly on these because I erase a lot. But this is about the size that I want my prints to be. This is 5x7, and I think this would be a good like print size. Originally I was thinking like this, which is I think 4x6, but I feel like this might be too small for a print. This is like, so I think for this, if I wanted to do postcards maybe, but I think just like my base print size, I think I'm gonna do 5x7. That seems okay, I think. And I have this here because I don't have my main palette of watercolors swatched out. So that's something that needs to be done later today. I have a lot to do today, and it's already 2:40 and I've done absolutely nothing. Just because I've been so tired and work and You guys know. I still have the pencils here from that page we're working on in aviary. I think we're working on. Yeah, the page with the bird and the snake, the poor bird. So um, I'm gonna put a border around this print. Actually, I think I'm gonna grab that 5x7 paper, and this is exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm going to, because I was gonna just draw directly on it, but no, I'm not, because I'm too chicken. So I'm actually just going to probably trace around it. I think is probably the best way to go. And then I will trace in red just to see how well we can see it. And I think I might need to add some more lead in here because these are the colors I sketch with the most. So, all right. Hopefully I don't mess this up. Okay. I always tend to like move with these kinds of things, or the paper will always end up going somewhere it shouldn't. Okay. And this is just a rough sketch, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but it would be nice for once if it was. Okay. Good enough. So that's actually pretty big. So I have a lot of room to work with. And I know you guys probably can't really see. You probably can now. Okay. I think you guys can see the red square. Okay. I'll try to draw a little bit darker so you guys can see, because it erases pretty well. So I'm not worried about um, erasing or anything like that. And then I'm just going to put my sketchbook in front of me so I can kind of see. And we are going to work on this. So it doesn't look like I had much of a base for the ground. It just seems like he's behind a barrel. So I need to see how big I think the ground should be about here, because it is two barrels. It's one here and it's one about here. So I think this should be like the base for the ground. And this is like, I'm trying to methodically plan this out because, again, I do want this to be a print. Okay. So that's like the basis for the ground. And so I kind of want the hay barrel to be kind of, or what is it called? Hay bale? What do you call those things? Like a haystack. I kind of want it to be cut off a little bit because I think I want to add a pie stand. So if I cut it off, and this is just me, this is usually how my sketches go. I just kind of plan it. So this one's kind of a longer one, so I'm gonna put it, and it is going to go under, kind of on the ground. It's not just gonna be hovering on the horizon line. I'm just gonna do a square so I can block it in, so like that. And then the second one, because I like the pumpkins in front of it, but I think I want to add some pumpkins over here too. So the second hay barrel is a little bit off to the side of the first one, and it's also a little bit smaller, so about that size maybe. And then we have space here. We can put those pumpkins, and the pumpkins are in front, so probably like here maybe. There's one pumpkin, and then we can put the tiny one here. So that covers a good portion of that. And then of course, he's gonna be here. Now, the pie stand, because we have all this room over here, I know I want it to just be a little bit taller than this barrel, maybe. Or it could be a little bit shorter. but I think I want it just a tad bit taller. And I'm not trying to, I'm just blocking in shapes right now, because if I draw details before getting in the shapes, and then that just leaves me to erase more. I really hope you guys can see. It looks like you can from my screen, so if you can't see, let me know. Right, so right, that's the thing here, and then there's going to be a sign. I think the sign should be about right there, and it's going to extend out from the barrel just a little bit. I mean, from the base of the stand. So it looks a little crooked, but that's okay. Yeah, it's just a tiny bit crooked. I think I made it too big. It seems, actually, it's not that big. We're okay. Um, and then we'll have, like, you know, the pies there. And I think I'm gonna put another pumpkin here, right? And maybe a sign here just for, like, just to fill it in. I've been trying to fill in, like, my scenes a lot better, like my backgrounds and stuff. So and I've been also trying to figure out how to turn some of this stuff into coloring pages, but I'm having a little bit of an issue because I draw on such a smaller scale size. So like the picture would literally be the size of this. It'd be pretty small, so I don't know. I haven't quite figured it out yet. So so that seems about right. We got the sign. We got some pumpkins. We'll make like, we'll start adding in some details. And I'm just gonna tilt this up. And it seems some of this stuff seems a little crooked, but when we put it in the iPad, we can always fix it. Okay. So if I can turn this into a coloring page, then also I have no idea how to draw a pumpkin. Totally guessing right now. I kind of drew the ones I like how they turned out in my sketchbook, so I'm not gonna try too hard to go too different from that. They'll be just what it is. I will let you guys know if I do turn it into a coloring page. I can try, and all I can do is try, because like I said, I don't really know how to make it, I mean, make it bigger without it looking weird. So, and I'm just gonna erase some of these lines because they don't really belong here anymore. And some of this stuff will get erased when I do the line work too. So we'll have like the little sign menu here. And I thought this was a good idea because Miso, you know, they live on the farm, him and his grandpa. So during the fall season, I was like, you know, it would be a good idea if they had like a little stand where he sells the pumpkin pies and, you know, from the farm. And I'm not trying to do any like 3D anything. It's pretty like straightforward, minus the sign. And yeah, I think just having Miso in this one, I don't think I'm gonna add any other characters in it. Just Miso on his standing, waiting impatiently, because he can be a bit impatient. So he's very impatiently waiting for people to come by, and he doesn't really want to be there, so he's kind of bored. Um, okay, so we have the two hay barrels. So on in my other sketchbook, I have this. It'll stop about here. These are some pretty big hay barrels too, so they're kind of. And then this one is about, and it's not gonna be like 100% the same as it is in my other sketchbook, obviously. But I just want to kind of get it roughly the same because I like the way that it turned out. So I don't want to change it too much, other than me adding the stand here. I didn't want to change it too much, so it's the hay barrels here, and this one. I hope they look like hay barrels when I'm finished, anyway. And then we'll just add some light grass so we know that, it's not just sitting on nothing. Maybe here. Just adding little details as I go. So we have like a little, kind of like a squiggly, scrunchy kind of look to it. Same thing on this side. And this side has an extra little thing there, so. And then there's some hay pieces sticking out of it. I assume, not all hay is going to be perfect, I guess, so. And then obviously there's going to be like some hay lines in there, and I'm doing those lightly because when I do it with pen, it's not going to be the exact same anyway. So let's do this pumpkin here, and this one is going to be kind of big. And we'll just grab some of this from the back. It looks like a big jello mold. It doesn't really look like a pumpkin, but that's okay. And then we have this one. This is a tiny one, so this one is looking a little sad. It's okay. And we have, I need to erase this line because we don't see that. That's just there to let us know. And we can add some grass here because it is sitting in the grass in the back anyway. And then we have Miso. So we're gonna draw him. And I could put Bo behind the stand, but it is just his stand, so I didn't want to add anybody else. So I also kind of want him to still have on the hat, so we'll make room for that. Put that about there. Because I would assume that it's pretty hot, and so Um, and he's bored. He's ready to go. So I was going to put his other arm kind of like hanging off here. I think that would be like kind of more chill. So he's kind of just to show like he's really bored. He's ready to go. His grandpa's probably making him do this and he does not want to be here. So I do think that the more that I am drawing him, the better at drawing him I'm getting. So he keeps coming out a little bit different every time I draw him. And it's mainly because I think I'm getting better at drawing him. So he's coming out a bit different. Just a bit. Not too much, but it's almost like I'm getting his anatomy a little bit better. I think this hat needs to be lower, actually. Because it doesn't look like it's sitting on his head. It's kind of just there. So I'm actually going to draw it just a tad bit lower. Now it looks a little bit better, like it's sitting on his head. Something like that. And he is just, he's done with it. He's ready to go. And actually, I drew his hand backwards. The bigger part is actually would be here, and his thumb would be back here if he's sitting that way. So yeah, so he's like, you know, he feels like his grandpa should be out here helping him, and he is not. So he's a bit annoyed that he has to be out here, and it's probably a bit warm, and he's out here dealing with this pie stand that he doesn't want to deal with. So well, with him standing like this, it would seem that he's a little bit taller than the pie stand, but the pie stand is more in front. I feel like maybe I could make the sign a bit bigger, and maybe that will make it look like he's not as, you know, 'cause, he's looking a bit large compared to it. So if I make the stand bigger, and maybe just bring it over a little bit. It's okay. It's gonna be behind the hay barrel just a tad bit, but I think that's okay. As long as he doesn't look like he's towering over this thing. I think he'll be fine. Plus, I think it looks a little bit better now that it's kind of behind it. So that's... All right. So now, the pie. I think I can draw a pie. Pumpkin pies are kind of flat though, so I might just add a little bit, make it a kind of a little bit taller, just so that it doesn't look so flat. And I think apple pies are the ones that have this here. I mean, it could, I don't know. It's a pie stand, okay? We could add like some hot steam. It's nice fresh pie. And then I think for like, we could add like, we can even do like, maybe it's not just pies, maybe it's also like, you know, cans of something. I don't know what the something is. It could be like some kind of pumpkin stuff. I don't know. Hey, Mrs. French. I think I'll do like a logo, like a farm logo. So like, it won't be like 100% them. It's just gonna be something like this. And you know, something like that. They don't really have a last name, so I think I'm just going to put pie stand, because, or I can put like family pie stand, right? Family pie. Fresh family pies. Or I could just put fresh pies, right? Homemade pies. Something like that. And then, you know, down here we could just have like just the menu board. It doesn't have to say anything really, just something there. And then here we could have like maybe a poster. Could be like a cat poster. And then I don't know, someone could like, maybe they put stickers on it or something. So we have like a pumpkin sticker and maybe a cat sticker. So for these, I think we could just, they could be like little tomato cans or something. This one looks like he's leaning a little bit. I don't know why. Since they're facing us, we shouldn't even see the top, but you know, not with my art style. My art style is anything goes. Okay. So I think this will be cute. I feel like there should be something here. I'm not really sure what. I mean, in the sketch, there was like another pumpkin right there, but I think we have enough pumpkins. Unless I do one here, but I feel like I need something in this space. Or maybe not. I mean, it could be fine the way it is. I think it's okay. Um, so like this thing right here is a little off because there we go. Okay. Needs a third one because it's now that way for some reason. That's how I drew it. So, okay. Accidentally, it was supposed to be straightforward, but we can do it the other way. It's fine. Not really sure how that happened, but hey. I'm not very good with perspective, so it's a little wonky, but the only way to learn is to practice. So I think I mean, we could always do like the sun right there, maybe. But I think this is fine because we could do like maybe like if we were to do like a background or something in the back, then we would have to do like all like color all of that. And I think if we just leave it, we can color the sky. Hi, Brittany Daniels. So I think this is fine. I think this is actually okay. And then for the sticker, which we definitely need to do, I really want to do that keychain too. So that would be cute. I need to practice pumpkins. I like the way this one came out. This one looks a little squished. Like it's not a fresh pumpkin. I want to round it out a little bit. Okay. There we go. Um, I think this is good. I think this is good enough for a print too, actually. So, turned out better than I thought. And I think for the sticker, because I do like the one with him and the little witch hat on the broom, I might do that one digitally. So what we can do, should we color this traditionally or should I just take a picture and do the line work on the tablet and color it there? Because I'm going to have to do it that way anyway. But I think if I just use the colors, I think if I plan the colors in my sketchbook first, then that'll be less time consuming on the tablet. But I do have to line work this. So we can go back to this page because we still need to finish coloring. So let's do some coloring. I'm gonna whip out some. I like the way the watercolors came out, but it does warp the page a little bit. And I think I kind of want to try my Neo 2s in here. I also at some point want to try my gouache, but I don't know. Let's one thing at a time. Let's do the Neo 2s first, since that's what I have here, and we can always use those like watercolors. So my Neo 2s is sitting. Everything's fine. That's just the ruler. I'm not sure what this is. Okay. I have post-it notes everywhere, and half the time I don't even know what they are. Okay. So let's do some coloring with the Neo colors. I may or may not need this. I want to see how they kind of work when I just put them on here and add water. So let's do his, I want some browns for his overalls. I'm trying to like kind of mix it up so you guys can see coloring and you can also see art. I'm trying to have a little bit of everything here today. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do a little bit of everything every time, but I at least got the sketch for my print done, so I feel nice about that. Um, I'm not really, I'm kind of in a rush to do it, but I'm not really. Like, we have the sketch, so all I have to do now is work on that in my iPad. So his coveralls are going to be brown. So I just have to work on that, and then once it's all done and colored and everything, I will let you all know. I'll show you pictures of it, and I'll have it up and all that fun stuff. And I may turn it into a coloring something. I mean, it's going to be small when you print it, but if you are interested in it, I can turn it into a coloring page as well. You just have to let me know. But do know that when you print it, it's gonna only be about 5x7. So maybe use, if you have 5x7 paper, or maybe cut it down or something of that nature. We'll let that dry because I needed to, I want to add other colors on top of it. So these, we got some kind of leaves here. And we'll just add into that. Maybe we'll work in a mythographic book too today. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what the time brings us. I really try not to stream for more than an hour, but today's stream is kind of impromptu anyway, so we'll just see where it goes. And I'm doing a lot of like fall type of things because that's kind of what I want to add to my shop. So that's kind of what I'm working on. And in my shop right now is still the summer festival stuff from last year. So I have like a major shop update to do. And I really hope to partake in some kind of, I know they have like smaller cons out here, but right now I want to just update my shop and make sure that my shop has some things in it. And then as I add things to my shop and just kind of prepare myself, then I can start looking for, cons that are close by that don't cost an arm and a leg, because I don't do fan art, so I don't know exactly how well my original art at cons and things like that tend to not do as well as like fan art. So like if I were to draw a bunch of pictures of like Zelda, those would do better than the ones of my original work. Just because people prefer fan art. So I need to find a smaller con, and also at the same time grow my following a little bit, just so that when I do these things, I am prepared, and I know what I'm getting myself into when I do it. So let's see, this one's gonna have some shadow and this side. And this is just my sketchbook, so I can kind of freely play around with color and stuff like that. which is kind of fun. I can just throw color down. It doesn't even have to be the color it's supposed to be or anything like that. I wish I knew where my other whatchamacallits were, and I don't know how much water this is gonna take either. So I'm playing, but I'm also being careful because I can imagine. Um, gonna mix some of this red, some of this darker brown. I also, since it's almost next month, I also want to show you guys. I can show you guys now the page that we're doing for the next color palette challenge. So stay tuned for that. Um, if you're a Patreon, you've already seen it. You know what's coming. And if you're not a Patreon and you're interested, it's always in the link below. But this one is going to be a fun one, I think. We are not going in order, so because you guys said you would rather me not go in order. So we're not going in order. So I just picked a palette based on which one I wanted to do between 1 and 15. So that is what we're going to do. So I'm noticing though with my art as I learn and as I kind of pay attention to my drawings and things like that, I'm noticing certain coloring styles that I like for my art. I'm noticing that um, certain, not just coloring styles, but certain ways that I draw things is kind of rearing its head, which is what I've been kind of waiting on for so long. I've been trying to practice and see what kind of not really art style, but kind of art style that I like. And I've been scouring YouTube trying to find people who have similar art styles to the one that I have in mind so that I can just see how they do certain things. And I've been okay at finding what I'm looking for. I found a few, but I've also noticed that even though I found, when I look at their work, I don't take anything from it. I just like, okay, this is the direction they were going in. It's similar to the direction that I want to go in. So at least I know, okay, I'm going in the right direction, or the direction I'm going in is making sense. And I just need that clarification sometimes, because sometimes I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do, but does it make sense? Um, I'm still not sure what to do as far as my book goes. I don't know if I want it to be like comic style. I don't think I do. I think I want it to be more just like pictures, and I don't know how to incorporate that just yet. So I'm starting on the script next week for chapter 1, and I think I'm going to just release, it chapter by chapter and see where we go, how it goes, because I don't want to push too hard and then stress myself out and then end up not doing it. And I want to get to work on my book. Maybe even turn some of the pages into coloring pages. That would be nice. Or someone suggested that I turn the whole book into a coloring book. Um, like make it kind of like a color your own adventure type thing. I'm not really sure how I would go about that either, but that sounds kind of fun. Just not really sure, and it's like I try to make time for it, and it's a little hard to make time because I don't really have extra time because I do work. So the time is something that I kind of struggle with, but I'm figuring it out. So as long as I'm figuring it out, I'm all good. And right now, getting chapter one together and working on my store is kind of like the main things. As far as cons go, I will get there. But my actual store and working on my story is the main things I want done. So that's gonna be my priority for the rest of the year. And then maybe next year or going forward, I'll do like cons or something like that. Maybe. No promises, and don't hold me to it because depending on the con, it might be too many people for me, and I don't do well with a lot of people. So we'll see. I don't know how this gray is gonna be. This gray might be too gray. But we'll see. Hope I haven't missed anything in the chat. Let's see. Hi Tawny. Tawny, did you see I showed Bruce? If you missed it, let me know. I'll show him again. When I left, I was like, I'm gonna show him right at the beginning. I probably should have waited until you were in here. I was like, let me show Bruce. Uh-oh, I got some brown in there. I forgot that I did the bottom in watercolor, so I have to be careful because if the water hits it. Can you guys even see what I'm doing? No. Why y'all didn't tell me y'all couldn't see? Okay. I'm just putting the shading on him on this side. I like the way the neocolors work. I can get behind the neocolors in my sketchbook. I just wish that it didn't like warp the page so much. But that's expected. I'm not even gonna sit here and act like it's not. It's expected. But yeah, I've been trying to get color down in this book for weeks, and like you can see if you see the back, it's kind of like warping a little bit. But I mean, it's expected. This isn't watercolor paper. This is actually just marker paper. So it's supposed to be used with marker, but I've seen people use all kind of stuff in here, gouache and you name it. So I'm figuring, okay, well, if they can use it in here, I'm sure I can get away with it. And I want to try my pencils in here too. So, um, so I was like, well, if certain things work, then I think because I've seen people use all kind of stuff in their Ohuhu marker sketchbook, and I'm like, okay, well, if it's working for you, then it should work for me. I'm gonna switch to my water brush, my empty water brush. It's almost empty. I need to put more water in here, but this paintbrush is driving me crazy a little bit. I'm not a watercolor person, so I'm trying to get this color on here with this paintbrush. Like a regular paintbrush is making me nervous. So I'm gonna switch to my water brush, which makes me a little bit more comfortable. Also, this cup of water that's just sitting here on my desk open is also making me nervous. So everything makes me nervous, let me tell you. But yeah, so I kind of like the watercolor in here too, though. I just really wish that it didn't work the page so much. We just got our buddy here in a brownish shirt. He's been playing in the dirt, so don't mind him. I'm gonna add a little bit of this brown. For these shorts, because yeah, that's the color I was looking for. Yeah, so I'm not really doing much today. After this, I'm probably gonna draw a little bit on the tablet and get some work done there. But I thought I would just come on, hang out with you guys. I normally do Zelda, like I said, but I didn't really feel like it today. I know Linda's probably sad because she wanted to know if Zelda was in the forest, but um, we'll get to it. It's, you know, sorry, Linda. Linda's probably in the background somewhere like, how dare you not stream Zelda? I promise we'll find her. I'm just adding a little shading to the shorts here. So I made a chicken Caesar pasta salad, and that's what I had for breakfast today. I know it's odd probably to have that for breakfast, but I have been craving it, so that is what I had. So yeah, so I like the way the neos work in here. And it's pretty easy too. And I have the full set. Only thing is having this sit on my desk, this whole entire thing sit on my desk. I don't have enough room on my desk right now anyway. Every time I make room on my desk, it just doesn't seem to want to stay clean because I have a lot of different projects and things going on. So it's very hard trying to get my desk to stay clean. But if you look, I don't know if you guys can see, but like compared to the other pages, you see how this page is like starting to warp? So that's the only thing about when you add water to this sketchbook. But it takes it nicely. It's just if you don't like the warping, which, I mean, once I close it and, it lays flat, it'll probably be a lot flatter. But I think though still my favorite is the alcohol markers and the paint markers. And actually we can try, since we gotta wait for this page to dry anyway, we can try the paint markers on something, maybe the shovel. So I'm just gonna grab like maybe, I don't want to grab orange. There's a lot of oranges going on already. Maybe a green. I'm gonna grab these two right here. And we'll see. We'll do the shovel, which is down here. And I'm just going to, and I think as long as I do like small circles, maybe, and I don't go over the area too much. And the areas I do need to go over, I think I have to wait until it dries because it goes down nice. The problem is when I start to try and shade with it, that's when the problem pops up. So, which you can do it, it's just that it's probably best to wait until it dries so you're not scrubbing the paper and tearing things apart. So when that dries, I will put in it. It doesn't take long to dry, but when it's completely dry, I will put another coat of the darker one, and we'll see how it works. So while we're doing that, I'm gonna show Miss Tawny Bruce again. So here's Bruce. I'm gonna do a slow top to bottom. There he is in all his glory. Very sparkly page. um, I added quite a bit of gold metallic to that, and it turned out so nice. I like that gold. I fear that I'm going to use that up quite a bit. So, like, yeah, so it's definitely doable, the paint pens. Just wait until it dries. Don't do anything crazy before it dries. I think that was my problem with the carrot. I was trying to like um, rush it a bit, and I think that's why it didn't, because I actually like the shading of it. That's kind of how I want when I color my pages for my actual work. I like this coloring style, and I think I can only achieve that really with the acrylic and the gouache, because with the marker I get more of a blended look, and I'm not really looking for a blended look. I'm looking for more of a cell shaded look, and I think I can best get that with my paint pens. So now I'm thinking, okay, I should probably start getting like maybe some cheaper paint pens for my sketchbook. Maybe get some I know for a fact I want at least the gray set next for the Toolie Art paint pens. I'm missing the gray, the blue, and I think the red set. Because I have the yellow and the green. I have the earth. I mean, I'm missing a bunch of them, but like the main color sets, I'm missing blue, gray, and I think red. I have yellow and green in the earth tones. But there's like a bunch of them. But like the main sets, I'm missing gray, blue, and red. I think the reds and pinks. But I do like this. So what I'm going to do, I think, is use my paint pens. But now I know I have to wait until it dries because it even feels different. It doesn't feel scratchy like the carrot. So maybe we can try it on another page, not that one. Something smaller, maybe this one. We can try it on this page because one, this is already lined, and two, it's nice and small, so I don't have to worry about too much. He looks kind of wonky on this one. I don't know. Like I said, the more I draw him, the kind of better I'm getting at it. So going backwards, he looks a little strange here, but that's okay. And I have so many eraser shavings all over my desk because that's all I've been doing. And I haven't been brushing them on the floor. I've just been brushing them on my desk. Oh, thanks, Miss French. Yes, that is Tiny's favorite page, I think, that I've colored. She loves her some Bruce. She named him for me, actually. So his name is Bruce. That's what she decided, and that's what we're going with. Um, ouch. I appreciate her for naming him because he did not have a name. He just was there. I wasn't even sure what he was at one point. I was just like, listen, he's some creature. We know he's some kind of creature. We don't know what kind of creature, but he's a creature. And he is Bruce. We know that much. Okay, so I'm just kind of clearing off some things so that because we know we're about to use these paint markers, so I'm just moving stuff off to the side. Like these things of water that's making me nervous that I'm about to completely take off my desk because they're making me nervous being on my desk. Um, and then I can bring you guys back up here so I can actually see the chat. Okay. Now, I have, and I'll show you guys my collection. And again, if you hear Yuki, he's in trouble. So he's trying to get me to get him from confinement, but he peed on my floor, so he's being taught a small lesson at the moment. Because he is actually potty trained. He just decided today that he wanted to pee on the floor. Just off to the side, getting all this unnecessary stuff out of my paint pen thing. I have like stuff in here that don't even need to be in here. It's not supposed to be in here because this is supposed to be just for my paint pen. Okay, so I have this bin, and I don't even remember where I got this bin from. Probably the dollar store or the 99-cent store. But it holds all of the Toolie Art paint pens I have at the moment. I do have swatches of them. They are, I think, in my swatch folder. And I say I think very heavily because sometimes I take them out and I don't put them back. And that is one main issue that I have with myself is that when I use something, I don't put it back as far as like my swatches go, and they disappear on me. My Pablo, a page of my Pablo, I think it was my Pablo or my Holbein swatches, disappeared on me for like, it was like a good month, a solid month at least. And I was freaking out because I didn't want to redo it. And I was like, oh, I'm so annoyed because I couldn't find it. And I was looking for it and I couldn't find it, and I was driving myself crazy. And I was like, you know what? I need to start putting these things back when I finish with them. And you would think that I'd have learned my lesson after looking for my swatch. And it was just one page. You would think I would have learned. I did not at all learn to put my swatches back. As you see, I don't really even pull out my polys one too much because I know those like the back of my hand already. But I had them out because I was doing like a stream or something with you guys, and there's that. And then I got some Crayola twistables, so I need to put those in here. But I'm gonna grab my Toolie Arts ones. And the Crayola ones I'm gonna pop in here. Hey Foxy. Hey Allah. How are you? I'm just gonna throw those in the back. I know I have a swatch for my Crayola stuff. I just don't feel like looking for it to put it away in here. Time purposes. Let's blame it on time purposes, yeah? Okay, so Um, for those that are popping in, and let me just really quick explain what it is that I am coloring. So this is my sketchbook, and this is my character. His name is Miso. He is an original character of mine, and I am building a world and a story about Miso and the adventures that he goes on and the things that goes on in his life and what's happening in his life and so on and so forth. Um, you will hear about him quite a bit on my channel because he is my original character. I do have my other main thing that I do besides coloring is actually art. So that's actually kind of like my number one thing. But sometimes I get a bit overwhelmed and I don't do it as much as I'm supposed to. So, you may come out for a little bit. If you pee on the floor, you're going back. So, um, we let him out for now, guys. Okay. So, um, my main thing is actually art. So my channel is coloring, but it is also art. So every now and then I will share art on here. Usually I don't, but I had a load of you guys tell me that you actually do want to see my art. Because I was going to separate my art channel from my um, coloring channel, but you guys were like, you want to see my art. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just keep it here. Okay. So, you will see a lot of him. I kind of have a story in mind, but the way I'm going to do it is I have it set up where I'm going to do it by chapter. I have not started actually drawing out the chapters yet. Um, but you guys will be the first to know when that gets done. So we're going to start here. And so for the Tule arts, the main reason why I say gray is the next color that I want, because I actually I have the earth tones, which was the first set I got, and I'm gonna zoom out just a bit if I can. Okay, so this is the first set that I got, and I got this set first because, first of all, these paint markers, they're not exactly cheap. They're like $40 a pack, or like 35 if you can get them on sale. So they're not cheap. So I was like, okay, my first set, I want to get a set that has multiple colors in it so I can try it out. If I don't like it, then all right, you know. So I got them and I was like, uh-oh, because I like them and I like them a lot. And I was like, okay, I have to really think about how I'm going to do this because they're not cheap and I need to, like, not go run and get all of the sets at once because who's going to do that? So I have been over time collecting them. So I got the earth tones first because they have a lot of good skin tones, but they also have other colors thrown in there. They have some purples, they have a couple reds, some oranges, yellow. Um, they had some greens, a couple grays, and some blues. So if you've not tried these, um, this is a good starter set. I think the earth tones is a good starter set. Now they do come in fine point, which is the ones I got, but now I feel like I need to go get the other point too. But they do come in fine point, and they come in, I think the other one is called like bullet point or something like that. What's wrong with this blue? So some of them, this one looks like it's leaking maybe. I don't know if it's leaking or if it's just extra juicy, but yeah, I think it's just extra juicy. It's fine. Okay, so then I went and no, actually my sister, she got me the jewel tones set, and I think it was for my birthday. And oh my gosh, look at these like they literally look like jewels. So I was like, okay, good. This is another set that has, it's kind of like a darker, like you can use these for shading, but they have nice range of colors too. So I was like, cool, that's a perfect second set to have. So then I was like, well, I got the base colors, right? And then I got the jewel colors. So then I was like, I'm gonna get the pastel colors next, because now I have what do you call it? I have the lighter tones. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna be good for a while. But then I started realizing that it wasn't enough of, like, let's say blues. It wasn't enough blues. It wasn't enough greens. It wasn't enough. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna need all of them. So I started getting, over time, I got the greens. The last two I got was green and yellow. And the yellows, for me, I feel like it's mostly skin tones, and then you get a few yellows and oranges. So I need to find another one of their sets that has more yellows. I do like this lemon drop. It's a nice bright yellow. Um, yeah, Brittany, they do sell them open stock, because I did ask them. I sent them an email actually, and I was like, hey, if I run out of like one or two, do you guys sell them in open stock? And they told me yes, they do sell them in open stock. And they said the colors that they don't have in open stock, that I can actually send them an email like, hey, I'm running low on this color, but you guys don't sell it open stock. They will actually get that together for you as well. They're really nice people. Um, so now I need the grays definitely, and I can probably go. I need the blues, I think, next. I need the grays for sure, and probably the blues. I think I have enough blues. Actually, I might need the pinks and reds, because I don't have a lot of reds here. And I have a lot of blues, because there's some blues there. Um, there are some blues here. And there's even kind of like a smoky blue down here at the bottom. And then the pastels have quite a few blues too. So I need some more colors. And the addiction is definitely real. But I am, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I haven't fallen into the pit hole yet, but I feel myself falling into it, let me tell you. So, um, I'm gonna start coloring now, because I think I've rattled on enough about these, but I thought um you guys might want it to have seen what, in case you don't have them, or I thought I wouldn't be the only one that's addicted to them, and I thought I'd share. So, because the addiction is real, as it is with most of these coloring supplies. So, oh yeah, Brittany, I need all of them, literally. Even the ones they have like the southwestern colors. They have, when I say I need all of them, Brittany, I was not joking. I need all of them. I need all of them. Every last set I need. So, um, and then they don't have repeating colors either. So that's another awesome thing. It's like the colors don't repeat. So I'm like, okay, the colors don't repeat, which means I'm going to need all of them. So that's going to be a struggle. But eventually, I like to build my collection. But now that I know that, one, I like the way they work in my sketchbook, but two, also that they're more easy to control than actual paint. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my acrylic wash, but that stuff's expensive. So I would rather use that for like final pieces, not in my sketchbook. My Toolie arts I can use in my sketchbook, or like if I'm just doing a small, like what we're doing in the back here, the print, can use them on this, and um And these are perforated too, so I can like legitimately, you know, use it on this. And if I wanted to, I can cut this out and frame it, hang it up, whatever. But I can use them in my sketchbook and not worry about it. And they do come in different sizes. They even have brush. So it's like I would rather use that. Plus, you know, I like the way they are. So I'm like, you know, okay, I can roll. I can roll with it. So I just wanted to show you guys. They literally have loads of sets, and um, I'm just kind of also watching the dog because he has this ball that he's been trying to get into, and he already got into one side, and he's trying to get the little squeaker thing on the inside, but it's like really hard plastic, so he's having a hard time. So once he breaks into it though, I'm gonna have to take that ball. So this is Tuli art. This is just some of the sets. This isn't even all of them. Um, so they have like the essential colors, which is they have black and white, and they have like, you know, the golds and just like the essentials per se. Um, they have the brush series. So if you guys are interested more in brush tips, and they have the pro series, which is what I'm working my way through right now. I'm trying to I have the earth tone, I have the greens, the yellows. So I'm missing the blues and purples, the reds and pinks, and the grays. So that's what I'm missing from there. And then I have a couple from the special color series. I have the jewel, and I have the pastels. So from this one, I'm missing glitter, neon, and metallic. And then they have the studio color series, which I've been looking at this southwestern these southwestern colors. And then they have the wildflower colors. Oops, I didn't mean to click it. I'm still trying to show you guys all of them. um and then they have the ink based series. I'm not sure what that is. I don't know if those are um paint. I think that might be something else. uh then they have like accessories. I do have a couple of these stands, but I like the thing that I have them in now. But they just have like, look at this, 368 plus colors to choose from. Don't threaten me with a good time. So I'm working my way through these two. And they do come in extra fine. That's the one I have. And then so I need the grays. Look at those grays. Like they even have like the warm, like Frenchy kind of grays. And then they also have it in medium tips, which look like that, which I may need to grab those as well, because for like the bigger areas. Because right now I think I'm gonna use my like gouache and stuff for the bigger areas. I don't think I'm gonna use the paint pens for that because I have the extra fine nibs. um so that's the pro series. And then the essential color series, so they have dual tips, which is pretty nice. They have extra fine, medium, they have combo tips, black and white, micro, fine liners. So they're all on Amazon too. So if that's something you guys are, you know, totally into. So this is the ball he's trying to make his way through, and he's really trying to tear into this part here because there's like a little squeak thing in there, and he's really trying his hardest. Like he's already like pulling up little pieces of plastic. So you're gonna have to find something else to play with, buddy, because you can't be chewing plastic. Ooh, it's the look he's giving me. Okay, so I'm gonna get started, and I'm gonna grab number 9. It's like this powder green color for the glow of these little guys. And they're all numbered 9. Here we go. So it's really easy to find it. They're numbered. If I'll zoom in so you guys can see, they are numbered. They do tell you what series it's from. So this is from the pastel extra fine. You can see the ink in there. I haven't shaken this one up, but you can see, like, where's the one? Let me find the one I was using earlier. Yeah. So you can see the ink in there. You can see how much you have. It tells you to store it horizontally. You can see that this is from the jewel set. And it even gives you how to start it up and everything. I did like a whole review on these, I think. So after a while, you do, like, you got to shake it up. So that's the thing, because if they've been sitting for a while, like some of these, like this one I'm trying to shake, and you can hear it's not, you'll know when it's ready to shake because it'll sound like this one. So the little ball is kind of stuck in the paint, so you just kind of gotta, I usually like tap it on the table and stuff, but it freaks out the dog because he thinks someone's knocking. So it's taking a little bit longer, but I can feel it in there trying to move. It's trying. But you want to make sure that you do shake it though, because if you don't, it will come out like kind of watery. So this one's pretending like it doesn't need to be shaken, but it does. There it is. I'm like, don't pretend. I know you need shaking because I haven't used this color in a while. So we are going to start on the little glow around these guys. And any shading that needs to be done, remember to wait until it dries and just move in small circles. This still isn't shooken up enough because it's not coming out the color it's supposed to. There we go. Sometimes you might need to press down on the marker as well again to kind of restart it. That's a thing too. Alright, we should be good. Yeah, that's much better. Because I'm like, this is a pastel color. It shouldn't even be coming out that dark. So, much better. And like I said, I think this is something, and you don't even have to get, like, I mean, I prefer the Tule art. I don't know how any of the other paint markers work. I might grab like a super cheap set just to kind of see. I know the Artex I heard is pretty good, but I also hear that they're not as opaque. So that concerns me a little bit, because I do like the opaque look. I don't really want it, like I said, I don't want it transparent. I don't want it to blend. I want solid block colors. So, can you guys see? Okay. I always try to make sure you guys can see too, because sometimes I be rambling and I don't pay attention. And you guys just let me ramble too. You guys never be like, we can't see anything. And I just be rambling, and then I'll look up and be like, oh, you guys couldn't even see. So sometimes I have to like check the camera, because that's something I should be doing anyway. Yeah, so this is actually, it's easier to control than a paintbrush for me. And I know a lot of people say, oh, use a paintbrush, you'll love it. And it's like, they're okay. I prefer the water brushes, but I just can't get behind using a paintbrush. It just, when I use it for my gouache, it's not too bad. And I have to use a smaller one because I feel like I have better control. But trying to use just like a paintbrush. I can't. Something about it. I probably could if I practiced and just did nothing but that, but um, I don't really want to. I kind of enjoyed using what I use, so there's that. All right, so let that dry, and then we'll work on the little guys on the inside. So let's do something about this grass down here. Something far away from that, so I don't have to worry about smearing it. Um, I kind of like this lime color in the earth tones. It's a nice bright color, so that's gonna be 25. I don't know what that was outside. Something driving by. This is in the earth set. Yep. Okay. So yeah. So imagine having 360 something colors of paint markers. So we have some grass down here. And I'm just going to put some color down. It's a bit different than what I normally do. I don't normally come on here coloring in my sketchbook, but I've been wanting to put color down in here, so I'm like, you know what? Get it together, Jazz, because you've been talking about you want this sketchbook to be full of color, and you've only colored one page. So I said, well, you know what? I wonder if you guys would enjoy watching me sit here and just color in my sketchbook. But I was determined to figure out what it was I wanted to use in here, though, and I really do like the paint markers. They help quite a bit. So sometimes you just gotta try stuff to see what you like. Like having the grays for this rock would have been great. But I'm not gonna. I'm telling you, I'm really trying not to, because I already have like some things in my Amazon cart um, that I may or may not need. Most of it is stuff I need. Like I got some things for the dog. Um, is mainly what I've been telling myself. But I said, okay, I'm gonna get what I need for the dog. I'm gonna get what I need for work, and then from there we'll figure out exactly what it is I may want for myself. Because sometimes I don't buy myself things, and like I should, and you gotta treat yourself. So sometimes it pays to treat yourself with something. So let's grab a yellow for this. Whatchamacallit? This is number 2. Yellow. Come on, little yellow. And this is just for his belt buckle. I also am trying to figure out if, like I said, if I want the story to be written like a book, or if I want it to be written. Hey, what are you still? Come here. stealing nothing that don't belong to you. I lost track of what I was saying. Sorry. Totally forgot what I was talking about because I heard him behind me crunching on something. I'm like, what do you have? He's been doing all kinds of strange stuff today, so gotta watch him. So I think for looking at the cyan color, maybe peppermint and mint green for this other one. So let's see. Peppermint, which is number 7, and the greens tones. And this obviously it's going to be just like my other coloring pages. It's going to take me a while to color this because now that I know what I want to use, I have to wait for it to dry, and you know, I can probably achieve the same thing that I'm going for with water-based markers, but I don't want to fight for that, what do you call it? That streaking? Not up for that. So, so this little guy is going to be, this is just a highlight color, so he's going to be a little bit darker than this. And it's okay if I cover the eyes a little bit because I can put them back once he dries. So these are the little sprites. You will see these kind of around as well. In the story, there are different ones. So that's 7. I'm gonna need 4 and 5 also. Let me just grab what I'm looking for. 4 and 5 is very similar. I think I'm just gonna grab 5. Okay, when that dries, I'll deal with that. And then this one is going to be just a tad bit darker. If I can find one that's the color I want it to be. Let's see. For 2. Okay, 2 in the greens. And then since these guys are technically glowing, once it dries, then I'll go over the actual line work. This one's a different type of sprite, so we can go over his line work now because he's just round. And these go down so smooth in my sketchbook. As long as I'm not scrubbing the page with it. You don't have to be heavy-handed either. Just super light. Alright. Wait for that one to dry. So now that this one is pretty much dry, and like I said, they dry fast. So, uh-oh. When I color, it's doing something weird. I wonder why that is. Is that just my tablet, or is it looking like that on? Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so these guys are glowing, but I do want to have a little bit of shadow, just a little. Even though they're glowing, I know it doesn't make sense In theory, it doesn't make sense, and I just put my hand right in that other one. Um, acrylic paint is messy, so that is a thing. I thought I had a little towel, but I guess not. Oh, here's one. Okay. Don't stick your hand in it, guys. Yeah, it is. I like it too. Um, but you have to be super careful. Yuki, knock it off. Alright, and then the first part of this, now that we can kind of cover, I just put my hand right back in it after I said don't put your hand in it. I just did the same thing. It should be dry. Yeah, it is, but still. Just covering up now the lines because they are glowing creatures. So, well, they're glowing now. They don't always glow, but they're glowing now. So, and then the glowing stuff around it, you can even hide the pencil work, the line work a little bit on that. You don't have to line it completely. You can leave some of it showing. I say you, like as if you guys are coloring it too. But you know what I mean. When you're doing a glowing type of effect, in other words. You see how it still kind of shows through a little bit? View's laughing at me. Yeah, I keep sticking my hand in it. One of these days I'm gonna learn. But yeah, the ink still shows through just a little bit, but it's still showing like, hey, I'm glowing, you know? There. Let's see. 5, 5. Have I lost my line? Where is the other? Oh, it's right here. Okay. So this one's just a tad bit darker than the other one, so it's just gonna have a little bit of shading. You guys probably can't really see it, but it's there, I promise. Okay. Now, I'm gonna try and match the colors for his staff, which is kind of like the base part is kind of like a, I don't know what you would call it. Maybe, do I have a color for that? I can get close to it. Maybe with this desert sand. That's probably as close as I'm gonna get to it. So I could do like gonna be tough. Thinking desert stand, but okay, we'll come back to that. Plus, somehow I forgot to erase a bit of it. All right. So his cape, I got a color for that. So that's gonna be number 20 in the yellow tones. Let's see, number 20. Got it. Yep. So, I have a lot of work cut out for me. This week is gonna be me focusing on art, and then plus, we start our next color palette challenge this week. Next week, not this week. This week is over. It's already Sunday. Next week, and I have to finish picking the colors for it because I've not done that yet. I did some of the colors, but not all of them. I have to pick the colors for the alcohol markers, the Pablos, and the whole lines. So this is kind of close to what I'm going for his cape. He may or may not have a cape in the story. His outfit keeps changing. Just an FYI for those that are watching. His outfit is definitely not the same. And I'm going to wait until that dries before I tack anything else on it. Because I like to put my hands in things, so we're going to wait. Alright, and his bottoms are blue, and since he's wearing the tunic one with the belt, the top is actually blue too. So do I have a blue? I think I have a blue that kind of works with that, and it's actually going to be this slate blue. No, this morning sky, which is number 33. Hey blue skies, how are you? Finally putting some color in my sketchbook, because man, putting it off is an understatement, because that's exactly what I've been doing. But I found what I like to use in here, and now I'm on a hunt for more Tule Art paint pens and paint markers in general, acrylic paint markers in general. I won't say just Tule Art, because Tule Art is what I like to use, but I've not tried any of the others. So paint markers in general, because I'm establishing that I think that's going to be my medium of choice for my art. You got, oh, you got the swatch sheets. Which ones did you get? The polychromos? Because you just got the Albert Duers, right? So this is going to be the base color. And notice I'm covering the lines because I want to see what it looks like when the lines are covered and there is no line work. And the only thing I have to work with is the shading to help me. Except for this line right here. I'm going to keep that one just to help me with the shading, and then I'll cover it. I think brush markers, paint pens will be great for like the bigger spaces also. Keep that line right there so I can use that as a helping hand. Oh, and Prisma, Derwent, Karen Dash. Oh, okay, you got a bunch of them. I see. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy swatching. In the blank one. Yeah, the blank one comes in handy. Let's see. The belt and the shoes, I think, can roughly be the same color. Yeah, they are the same color actually. Okay. So we'll do, I'm looking at this camel color. That's number 14. And the yellows. I'm trying to get organized. Yes, it helps. It helps. And honestly, what made me do my own swatch sheets, it was a bunch out there. Like, there's a bunch of, like, you know, different ones out there. But they're so tiny, and I couldn't see, like, the colors. The swatch box was so small because they were trying to fit everything on one page. And I'm like, oh no, I'd rather have multiple pages where I can see the color clearly, because I'm not about to have me out here squinting, thinking the color looks like something, and then when I actually go to color with it, it doesn't look the way it's supposed to. So I opted for making them a bit bigger. I have to be careful not to stick my hand in this. That's going to be the hard part, especially when I'm doing like final pieces and stuff. Reminding myself not to stick my hand in the paint while it's wet, because it is paint. Okay. Alright, and then, so we used camel, and then I'm going to, for the shading, probably use 18? Sorry, I got like super quiet. I was just trying to focus a little bit there. I think I should have did the shading on the bottom, but that's, I mean on the top, but that's fine. I'm gonna do some shading here. And obviously it's gonna be some back there. And then for this one, I'm gonna put some shading there. Alright, we'll let that dry. Add a little bit more to this cape. So like the medium nib would come in handy for something like this cape. You can use the fine nib, but I don't know if I'm damaging the nib or not, which it came with like a boatload of replaceables. So I'm concerned, but I'm not too concerned. I mean, I don't really want to just mess it up just because I have replacements. I would rather kind of take care of my stuff as best I can. But it is, because it's, you know, it's such a large area and the nib is so small, it's hard to get an even without it looking scratchy. where I'm leaving the lines on purpose is because I need to put shading there. So I'm purposely leaving those lines so that I can put my shading and I know where to put it. I don't have to guess. That's all. I need to grab that yellow back so I can probably need a couple of coats of the yellow to cover it. We'll see. Maybe not. Actually, it's covering it pretty well. Spoke too soon. Alright. So for the shorts, let me start shading those. And the color I had in mind is this 34. The shaking noise is kind of satisfying. Alright, so we're going to have some shading underneath here. We know that because of the shirt. And I have the shading in two different directions because leave it to me. Somehow that happened. So I know it's going to be some here. So we'll do that. And then we can do some here at the bottom because just why not? It just makes sense, I guess. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. You guys know if it, you guys know how I am already. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't, honestly. All right. And then we'll do his shirt. So for the rest of the day, I'll probably be doing some drawing and getting the color palette challenge together. Do you guys want to pick the colors out with me before I continue picking these colors out? Like watch me choose the colors that goes with the palette? Or would you rather it already be done and just start? The markers I'm using, these are the Tooly Art paint pens. The acrylic paint pens. My guilty pleasure addiction. You'd rather watch? Okay. So then we can do that on Wednesday. Yeah, so these are the Tooly Art. These are the acrylic paint pens. And yeah, they're a whole nother addiction that I shouldn't be indulging in, but I need them all. I could just like blame it on my art, right? Like, oh, I need it for my art, so that's why I need them all. Oh, maybe. I probably can't get away with that one. don't think, I mean, I probably could if I started actually, you know, coloring in my sketchbook more like I'm supposed to be, or coloring in general, my artwork, because if I have all the colors, maybe I'll be more inclined to color. Because right now I'm just kind of piecing colors together. It's almost tempting to use them like this in my coloring books, but I think I will save these for actual coloring in my own stuff, since that's kind of what I'm currently indulging in. Oh yeah, Blue Skies. They're on Amazon, so if you want to indulge in the guilty pleasure with me, they're like 40 bucks a pop though. But they're worth it. They're good quality. This one though, is not trying to. If I use them more often, I probably won't have to shake them this hard. Like I said, normally I'll pound it on the desk, but it kind of freaks out the dog a little bit. Speaking of, oh, never mind, he's asleep. Good. He's been acting out today, huh? He's been on a whole nother page today. Geez, where's the little ball? Okay, there it is. That's what I was listening for, the little sound, because I'm like, I feel like it's not shooken up enough unless I can hear that, the little ball in there. So it was driving me crazy because I couldn't hear it. Okay. Yeah, some of us has been acting a little wild today. I won't say no names or anything, but we've been acting a little bit like we don't have no home training, so but you know, in all honesty, he's got enough. He don't have a lot because, you know, we've only had him for a couple months, but he's got a couple months worth. And he did a no-no today, and he peed on the floor, and he's just doing quite a bit. And I'm like, guy, I need for you to get your stuff together. So now he's finally asleep. Alright, I won't go over that too many times because what's wrong with this marker? It's behaving like it doesn't want to behave. It might need, the nib might need replacing on this one. I'm not trying to fight with you, buddy. I'm really not. I need for you to work properly, please. Okay. Find a different color to shade with, probably. Gonna smooth out some of this. Whoa, that came out quite thick. Yeah, he's having an off day, all right. He's giving me a run for my money on my nice off day here. I'm like, what's going on with you today? But, you know, everybody has their days, so. Oh, but he was in timeout, that's for sure. I'm like, oh no. You're not getting away with, with that one, sir. So he was in timeout and he was kind of whining because I put him in timeout, and I'm like, well, you peed on the floor, so that's where you're gonna go for a little while, and he did not like that. So I can guarantee you he won't pee on my floor again unless he decides to want to try me. But I don't think he'll be doing that anytime soon. But you never know because he's stubborn, so there's that also. Alright, let's see. Yeah, he is like a baby. He is. He acted a fool for the day and now he wants to sleep. Woke me up from my nap to play. And then now he's like, alright, I'm going to sleep. So I'm not too sure about his staff because I don't have the right colors for that. So I might have to just kind of leave that be for now. Hopefully I have enough colors for this rock. I was gonna do it brown, but I think gray will be okay. I don't think I have light enough gray for him either. So I'm not really sure how that's about to turn out. All my markers are trying my patience today. Not all of them, but some of them are. I think this one might need a nib change. It seems a bit like it's trying to dry. I'm pumping it, but it's not coming out. It came out enough to color his nose though. There we go. Okay, because I'm like, what? Alright, there we go. Sorry, buddy. Your nose looks a little bit bigger now, but you'll be okay. Alright. Thankfully, it's just a sketchbook and not a final piece because I would have lost my mind. Just a little. Now, because I don't have the gray set, I only have 2 grays. Well, 2.5-ish. I guess this one we will use for him. This is number 1 in the pastel set. If I can find it. Is that a 1? Okay. Oh, you know what? We I don't know how that happened, but we forgot the back side of his little cape here. Okay. Right. So we're gonna use this to shade him. This is the lightest one we got. It is a warm gray, and we normally shade him with a cool gray, but this is what we got. So that's what we're working with today. And then also he normally has it's glowing over there, so really he doesn't need a lot of shading on this here. He normally has black eyes, but that I did not do. So we'll give him a little bit of shading. Just a little bit. And then on this side, underneath, and next to his shirt. None of this shading is making sense, by the way, guys. I'm just, it is what it is. Don't look for me for exact, you know, oh, this is supposed to be this way because of the light. I have no idea which direction I really wanted the light to be. It seems like the legs is the only area that makes sense, but that's okay. It looks okay. And we can't, I mean, we can probably like outline him a little bit so he doesn't stand out so much because he is supposed to be white. But I don't really want to outline him in white because then he'll just disappear on us. So we can outline him in this gray to tone down the blue. Because we don't want him to, because if he disappears, then it'll be kind of like weird because the page is white. So we'll just kind of tone him down a little bit so he's not so bright. That way. There we go. That, he doesn't pop as much because he shouldn't be popping that much because he is white, so he shouldn't pop that much out like that, especially when everything else is kind of like, you know. All right, now for the rock, the other two colors we have is we have a light gray and we have a gauntlet gray, whatever that is. Oh, we have three grays. One is like really, really dark. It almost looks like, well, a really, really dark gray, I guess. But we won't use that. We'll just use the other two, which is 32 and 31. And both of these look like warm grays also, so. But I am so happy that we found something to color in here with, because I do like the way the Neo colors work, but I don't like the way they turned out. I don't like the way they look. So, because they kind of, I don't know, they have some weird stuff going on. But watercolors, and like, I like how this one turned out. This one too, this one's not too bad. But alright, so we have our rock. And we're just gonna, yeah, so I think grays might be the next one I grab. Definitely probably some reds. The red set. I think I have some blues, enough blues for a while. Yeah, so for bigger areas like this, I think I want to invest in the medium nibs. I don't think I have a black either in these yet, but I have a bunch of Arteza black. So I don't think I need the black and white set yet because I still have my black and white set of the Arteza paint pens. So I'm gonna hold off on those too for a little bit. So I'm just kind of, wherever I feel like it is where, like, I know I'm gonna need some under his foot because that's like where he's standing at. And then I'm gonna need some down here because, well, you know, rocks. Other only way I can explain that, like it's rock. Um, and then for this part, I think I just want to like add just some random shading because it's not exactly a smooth rock. So do something like that, and then maybe like some around here, just to kind of show that it drops off a little bit. I actually colored a rock. Oh my goodness. First of all, I'm just shocked alone that I drew the rock. That's a shocker in itself. But I have to say, I think I'm getting a little bit more confident in my own drawing skills. They don't scare me like they used to. I used to cringe at my own art, like, because I knew in my head what I would want it to look like, but it didn't look like that on paper. So when I would see it, I would be like, oh my God. So now it's starting to look like what I want it to, for the most part. So we're just gonna do the green on the grass and the green, I forgot the green on top of this guy's head somehow. On the grass sprout here. This little leaf on top of his head is supposed to be green. I have to wait for that to dry. I haven't quite figured out a color for the sprout's eyes yet. One of these days, but for now, I think it's not too bad. I'm gonna create a shadow for this rock, just because. And over here on this plant, and then I guess that's it. I mean, we could put like a little bit back here. I don't know what it would be a shadow of, but sure. Then I'm gonna bring in that other green so I can kind of go over the other half. This one here. And I'm going to kind of shade our little buddy's things here. There we go. Maybe I'll do some sprout stickers. Okay, anywho, there we have it. We didn't do his stick because I don't have the right colors for it. But other than that, he was completed in all markers. Yay! I am actually happy with how this turned out. I think the rock is my favorite part in the grass sprout. I skipped this page and this page, but this page is basically done. I might do some shading a little bit. I might try and fix, oh, sorry. I might do some shading here and I might try and fix this. But this page is done. This page is done. I skipped this one. I think I want to do this one in gouache because it's such a bigger page. So I skipped that one on purpose. But I think And I want to do this one in gouache too because it's like bigger pages, like bigger stuff. This one, I'm not sure. I really like this page and I don't want to fluff it up. So I skipped it because I'm scared to do it. And this one I need to finish lining. I have to line this here. This is just a thumbnail, so this one doesn't get lined, but this one does. So once I finish lining it, then I'll color that one. I may or may not do the bus stop part, but I need to erase the line work here and color him. But made some progress. And it didn't even work the page that much. I can't wait to color this one. This one probably won't get colored, maybe or maybe not. It's just him and he's just standing there. But I can't wait to color that one. That one I'm excited for. I'm excited for this one, the fish. Let me zoom out, because why can't y'all see? Okay, I'm excited for the fish. I'm excited for this one too, because I like the outfit here. And I'm really, really excited for this page. And I have half mind to try to do this page in pencil. I want to turn this one into a print. But I love this page. I love the layout of it, I think, is what. This one, I'm not 100% sure on yet. I have to finish. This one's not even finished being sketched. Something's off about it, and I can't figure out what. So, this one, I may color her, but this was just like a random page. This one I definitely need to color because this is like my business card page and stuff. I need to figure out the colors for that. This one needs to be lined and colored. And this one needs to be lined. This one needs to be finished. I haven't finished this sketch yet. But this was kind of an example of the one that I did on my tablet that I showed earlier. I like the sketch better, so I might take a picture of this one and use this one versus that other one. This one's hilarious. I'm excited for this one. And then this is the one we did today. So once I line this, then I'll start figuring out the colors and stuff for it. But this is the one we sketched earlier on stream. So I need to put this behind here because I do need to line this. Most likely my sketchbook is coming with me to work tomorrow because I have quite a bit of things to do. But I am happy with how this turned out. I think that, honestly, I don't know. The way he turned out just seems... I think it's because I whited out. I mean, I like painted over the lines. I think that's what is making it look kind of cool to me. Because on this one, I didn't do that. I did it for the carrot, but I didn't do it for the shovel. But I did it for all of here. So I like the way it turned out. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. So now I'm not too scared to color in my sketchbook because now I know what I like to use and how it works. And you guys helped me figure that out. So thank you, because I was not sure and I was really scared. Like, I just couldn't figure it out. I was like, I need to put color in here. I know I want to add color to my sketchbook, but I just couldn't pinpoint what kind of color and stuff. So now that I figured it out, now I have to get all the paint pens. So before I get off of here though, I do want to share the page because I already shared on my Patreon the page. So if you guys are already on my Patreon, you knew like decades ago what page we were doing for the color palette challenge. But now that that's coming up in a couple days, I'm going to share it with YouTube. And we are doing a page in Wild Summer this time around. And my characters have personality. Thank you. That's actually amazing to hear because I was hoping that they weren't stale. So we're doing a page in Wild Summer. And okay, let me put that there. Again, my desk is whirlwind. Everything is everywhere. And oh, right here. Okay. We are doing color palette number 12. is the one I chose. Now, you said you guys want to pick the colors out with me. I already did the colors for Polly's, but we will do the Prismacolor and the rest of the colors together on Wednesday's stream. So we will do that on Wednesday. And then do you guys want the color palette challenge to be in a live this time around, or do you guys want it to be in just regular video like the last one? And the page we're doing, while you guys are figuring that out, this is the page we will be doing. Let me zoom out. Boom. So page and palette. I thought that this would be a good pick. Hopefully it is. So we will be using these colors. As you all know, skin tones and grays don't count. So outside of skin tones and grays, these are the colors we will be sticking to. So, no one posted anything for the giveaway. I guess no one participated in the last one. So, yeah, there was a giveaway and no one tagged me in any of their finished pages, so I assume no one participated in it. So maybe next time. I don't know if I'm gonna do a giveaway for this one or not quite yet, but yep, you all missed out on that one. You had a week. You had a week from the day I finished the last one, and I think it's been over a week or something like that. So giveaway is closed, but may or may not have one for this one. I'm not sure yet. But this is the page. This is going to be in Wild Summer. So if you guys want to color along, grab your Wild Summer book. This is the page we're doing. This is page 4. And we're doing color palette number 12. And on Wednesday, we will figure this all out. So with all of that being said, I am going to get off of here, and I'm basically just going to relax, probably do some drawing or something for the rest of the night. And I will see you guys on Wednesday for our stream, our regular normal stream. This was an impromptu stream, but yeah, I'll see you all on Wednesday for our normal stream, and thanks for coming to hang out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye, Foxy. Bye, Blue Skies. Bye, everybody else, if you're all still here. See you next time.